Hello, everyone. Great to see you. We are here today for another episode of Shine Insiders Live. We have the lovely Drenda Thomas Richards with us today. She is an incredible superstar. She's been in my Shine Online community for a while and showing us how it's all done in terms of book launches, stepping greater into her authority. And we're so happy to have her here today. Welcome, Drenda. It's great to see you.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
I love it. And so I'm just going to tell a little bit more about you, and then we'll dive into a conversation all around how you can step into your greater authority, and also when it comes to book launches and PR, what that entails. I think we have a lot of authors in the community, so I'm sure they'll be really interested to hear about your personal experience with that. So with that, I'm going to jump right in here. So Drenda Thomas Richards is a spiritual teacher, subconscious mind expert, and published author known for her no BS approach to personal and spiritual growth. She has 40 years of diverse experience across multiple industries, from ministry to law enforcement to corporate. And she has her Sacred Soul programs that help professional women release limiting beliefs so they can enjoy a life filled with purpose, passion, power, and prosperity. And today is a big day because it's her book launch for Dare to Remember. And we're going to get into a little bit more about the book shortly. But first, I want to just welcome you, Drenda, and let's dive in a little bit to you and your personal story. I'd love for you to share. You're a preacher's kid, right? You have an interesting story. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your background and all of these various industries you worked in, and what brought you to this place today where now you're releasing this book?
Wow, that's a lot. Yeah, so I'm a second generation preacher's kid and didn't always understand some of the reasons behind some of the things we did in religion or with the church. Always was questioning that. When I got older, I backslid or whatever some people call backsliding. And then which brought me to a bunch of different states, San Francisco and different places. And I began working with nonprofits. Let me back up. Before that, I became a cop because why not? I was started out as a secretary and admin assistant for the narcotics officers, and they were taking me on the drug raids, and I was knocking on the doors to get the doors open for them to run in. And so I thought, well, why am I doing this for little pay? I'm going to go to the police academy. So I became a cop because of that. Did that for about 7.5 years and decided I didn't want to do that anymore. Went to grad school, remembered that I didn't like school. And so I did a bunch of nonprofit and different types of work. And that brought me into the corporate arena. So that's kind of where I've been, either in law firms or corporate for the past, I don't even want to say 30 plus years, but yeah, it's been a while.
Amazing. And yeah, share a little bit more about your diving into your spiritual journey and the spiritual teaching and energy, like the type of modalities that you practice and the work that you've been bringing to the world to your clients.
Yeah, so about 3 years ago, I was finding myself kind of stuck and um, I wasn't feeling, I had been church hurt, burned out on church, really wasn't going to church that much. I've done all the ministry stuff and I love parts of it, but I didn't like all of the religion and that kind of stuff. So I was kind of trying to figure out my way. And I joined a transformation program, and part of it was doing some hypnosis and subconscious reprogramming. And I was scared of that because I had been taught hypnosis is wrong, it's evil, you're opening yourself up to evil spirits and stuff. And so the first time that we did a hypnosis audio, I actually read the transcript first to see if what kind of evil could be lurking there. And there was none. It was only good stuff. So from there, there was some stuff going on, some money loops that I hadn't realized that were coming from the way I was raised, and it was blocking me moving forward and having money, continuous money in my account. And so um, I used a lady that was in the transformation program. She was a hypnotist. And so I did some sessions with her. And then it released all of that stuff. And so I realized that those were the tools and techniques that I was looking for in ministry all along, that reading your Bible and praying more isn't going to do it for a lot of people. It never did it for me. But now I was having some concrete tools and seeing some changes in my life and other people's lives. So I became a certified hypnotist, and then it just became from there. I'm a Reiki master now, and just different things like that have just evolved from questioning and knowing that there was more, but not knowing what to do and how to do it. So
Fascinating. And this coming from, I love it's like starting out as a preacher's kid where you really were in that dogmatic like world of religion, and then, looking to find your own way after having served in some really challenging spaces, like as a cop or in the corporate world, right? And so being able to, have your own healing tools to release, and now you're turning around and using those to help and serve others who might be struggling, and maybe they resonate with a part of your story today. And what would you say to anyone like that who might be watching today, who maybe is a little stuck and frustrated, and maybe where you were back at that time in your life?
I would say that just start examining the beliefs and stories that are running your excuses. Look at your excuses and for why you're not doing something or why you did something, and see if it's just a belief or story and where that could be coming from. And it could be something that someone said to you in the sixth grade, and it could be something that somebody said to you 3 weeks ago. But I think a lot of the stuff that's holding us back, that's causing the fear, are the beliefs and stories that people have said over us or to us, how they've labeled us. And then we start buying into it, and we get into fear, where fear of abandonment, rejection, fear of failure, all of the fears. And if we can just uncover that and release it, we'll remember that we are limitless, that we came into this world and we could do anything. And it wasn't until somebody told us that we couldn't, that we didn't know that we couldn't. And so it's just going back to that very beginning and remembering we are limitless, that we can do anything, and we are co-creators with source.
So that really does explain kind of where you came to this place of creating this book, Dare to Remember, the full title being Dare to Remember, Uncover Who You Were Before the BS. So it really sounds like this. And I love that piece you mentioned on the rejection. And, I always say that rejection is God, universe, source, whatever you subscribe to, is God's redirection or protection. And I love this philosophy you have around like releasing the things that don't serve. And it's powerful work that you're doing. So when you sat down to write your book, like what was the biggest thing that you were hoping to convey to people? And what do you hope that they'll take away from once they read your book?
So the original download for this, I thought was going to be a book on prayer and teaching people to pray from a place of faith instead of fear, because I grew up, most people were praying from a place of fear. Somebody got a bad medical diagnosis and everybody was praying for their healing, but yet at the same time kind of scared that God wasn't going to come through. And so as I started writing the book on prayer, it just began to morph into Dare to Remember, that, where did all of these fears come from, and going back to the beginning of before the fear, before the BS. And so it's just, I hope that people come away with hope, that they come away with some confidence, that they find some tools that can help them in their daily life. Each chapter is just a short bite. They're just little they're little short chapters. And at the end, there's a remember that goes along with the chapter title, so that you can take it with you every day or turn to it whenever you need it. And so it's not like a manifesto, but it's something quick and easy that you can read and hopefully find what you're looking for, either to empower you, to remind you, just give you confidence in what you're facing.
Oh, I love this. Now, what would you say? I know this whole piece about the before the BS, right? what would you say is unique about your style? Because you have no qualms about talking about the BS and calling people out on their BS, from what I know of you. So what would you say about your approach and your style that might be a little bit unique and different?
Ooh, well, my style is kind of short and to the point. I'm not going to give you a lot of flowery speeches and a lot of description. It's just pretty much I cut to the chase. And there's some language in there, some strong language in there, some F-bombs. So if you're offended, that's probably not for you, but perhaps maybe you could overlook that and find something helpful in it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I think.
I love that. Yeah, just cutting to the chase. That's important. Like, we're all such busy people. We just want to, like, get the answers, get the tools, have the shifts and transformations. And is there like one of your remembers or tools or sections that you would like to highlight or share today on something, like maybe something that's one of your favorite pieces of the book?
Gosh, there are quite a few that I like, but I think the one that just pops up right now is I belong because I say I belong. And, we can go back to the times that we were in grade school and went into the school cafeteria carrying our lunch tray, hoping that we could find a place to sit where we would be accepted, where we would be cool or whatever. And even today, as grown women, we find ourselves feeling uncomfortable walking into a restaurant and dining alone. Or am I wearing what am I wearing? Does it make me look this way or that way? And will people accept me? I don't have the titles, I don't have the degrees, I shouldn't have this job or this career, whatever it is, and just remembering you I belong because I say I belong. That's it. And part of that came from, when I was a cop and feeling uncomfortable, you walk into situations and you don't know what you're going to do. And they're like, act like you own the room. So you walk in with your shoulders back and your head held high, like you own it. And it's kind of the same concept that when you're feeling uncomfortable, I mean, I had a situation earlier this week where I was going to just to a social thing and I wasn't feeling comfortable. And I was like, I don't want to face these people. And I was like, damn it, I belong there as much as they do. I belong because I say I belong. And boom, just like that, it just shifted.
I love this. Yes, I belong because I say I belong. It's that, like, yeah, you can feel that power, empowerment, the confidence behind those words. So that is a great takeaway for everyone here today, especially heading into all the holidays and all the social things that are happening and family gatherings and all those things where stuff comes up, and just going in with that confidence. That is a great mantra and tip for everyone at this time of year. And I would love to touch a little bit on your visibility journey and stepping into greater authority. And I know that's been, as a client in my Shine Online Mastermind, like, we've really watched you like go through your journey, and it's been wonderful to see and watch and witness. So I'd love for you to share what that's been like. Like, where were you when you started? What were some of the challenges and feelings you had around your visibility and your PR and getting out there? And what were some of the biggest maybe shifts, inner and or outer, or breakthroughs that you've had along the way?
I don't know that we have enough time. But when I came in, I was, I had the website, I had all the stuff, I had the structure, I had the basics, but I was still floundering in who I was wanting to serve in my expert affirmation statement and things like that. And your program, I don't want to say force, but your program helps corral all of the crazy wild thoughts. And I got it on paper. And when you were reading it a while ago, I was like, damn, I did all of that because of her. That was because of your program that I was able to write all of that stuff. And it was with your help and that it all came out like that. That you were there every step of the way, that you were like prodding and, pushing at times at the right times, but not in a bad way. And then, if I had a question, you're like, well, pillar so and so. So you were so freaking organized, and there was no question that went unanswered because I have a pillar for that. Oh, I have an article for that. Oh, check the green room, check this, check that. And it was like, it was all there. And so it gave me the confidence to do whatever. And then I was still playing small. I still wasn't wanting to be very visible. I wanted to be visible, but I didn't. And so um, just working with you, you can't help but shine more and get more visible. And so between the articles and other things, it's just been an amazing journey, and I can't thank you enough for it.
Oh, I so receive that. And I love hearing that kind of feedback because this is like my purpose and passion is, and my wheelhouse, right? Helping others get more visible because you're out there to make an impact. And if we can get you doing more of that, then that's that ripple effect. And it's just, it goes bigger and bigger, and you help and serve more and more people who turn around and help and serve more and more people. So it's been so great to have you. And in this journey, I call it a choose your own adventure. So I love, one of the things you had mentioned was that you really loved learning about how to be newsworthy. And it reminds me of the mantra you just said. And
Mm-hmm.
it was like you said in your intake for the interview today, it's newsworthy because I say it is.
Those are your words. You're like, it's news because you say it's news. And I was like, well, duh. Okay. I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah, we get to choose like what we're putting out into the world and how we talk about it and where it goes. And if you have something that you feel is important, we turn it into news, right? It's the way we position and present it to the world that ties into what's important to people. So there's always a way to take something that you might not realize is newsworthy, and we'll like tie it in to the things that do make it newsworthy. But it's choosing first, right? Like that I have this, I want to share it with the world. And that's exactly what you've been doing. And what would you say was, maybe one or two of your most challenging hurdles along the way of stepping into higher visibility?
I think it was, just putting yourself out there for the first few times. You never know what anybody's going to say. You're always afraid somebody's going to say something bad, and you just have to do it anyway. And, whatever they think, it's a reflection of them and not of you anyway. And you just got to keep reminding yourself of that. Um, but I have to say, it wasn't as horrible as I thought it was going to be, because, I mean, you just made it so easy and simple, and it was just like, oh, okay, well, that's what you do, and that's how you do it, and so it just kind of flowed out of everything else because you took the stress out of creating the stuff. So if I could trust you to create the stuff, and you're telling me it's not that big and scary, then I can trust you to take the next step in each step of the way, and you were always there. And so I think you just took the stress, and it just flowed naturally just to take the next step and shine brighter.
I love that. I always say, yeah, it's about working smarter, not harder, and just knowing the steps. And you were one of those people, a high performing, established woman in business who really was just looking to get outside your current network to get that greater visibility because of your passion for making an impact and helping others. And that's it. Most of the time it is just, let's get the plan, let's create the steps. And I've been doing this for 27 years. So for me, it's like what I think is second nature. Like most people come in and it's like, oh my gosh, like, it's like this whole new world opens up. So I think that was part of the journey for you too. And just seeing like, okay, this can be easier than I thought it would be. And that is, I think in general, the response from most of the women that I work with is like, okay, it's simple, right? Just proceed with ease and grace and guidance and the community and the tools and the client portal and the support. And it just lines up. And especially when we just hold you accountable and have, specific milestones and targets and deadlines, right? It can just click all into place. So it's been so great watching you do this as you led up to today, which is the official day of your book launch. So I'd love for you to share a little bit more with people about like, where can they get the book? How can they get it?
Oh, it's available on Amazon. It's in Kindle and paperback. Kindle is on special right now, $2.99 for the next 24 hours. Or you can go to my website, Drenda Thomas Richards /dare to remember -live. Either place will get you to Amazon. But yeah, and I also want to say that you didn't just do the the tactical technical piece. You also brought in the spiritual in the mindset work. You and Jennifer both were really good at helping with the whole mindset thing that goes along with all of this. So it's pretty much a holistic approach in what you do. And so nothing, no part of you gets left behind.
Yeah, thank you for that reflection and reminder too, that yeah, it really is about the alignment and mindset first, the spiritual alignment, and then taking the action and the steps and implementing the strategy. And that's just, having gotten off a call today with one of our Shine Online clients and realizing that she had totally gone sideways. And so we had to really like do some energetic work and healing to get her back integrated into her system, to get fully present. You have to feel it to heal it. And then you want to create from the energy of what you're calling in. So if you're trying to create from a place of not feeling good, being frustrated, maybe resigned to, maybe this won't even work. Like if you're coming from those places, the first thing we have to do is clear the blocks, get you into alignment, and then take the divine inspired action from there. So yes, I do love to make sure that my clients and my community, everyone, we're always starting from that aligned place. So even if some of you who've come out to my live events, my master classes, that we touch on this stuff, and that is an integral part of the visibility journey, at least the way that I teach it, especially the publicity. I think it's a very unique take on that. So thank you, Drenda, for that reflection, for being here today, for always showing up and being inspired to take the action with your own coaching that we've given you. And you've got a book to show for it now in the world. Got some great publicity. You've gotten more visibility. Like the things are all clicking in. So any other last thoughts today before we wrap up?
Just be open, because I don't think I had a book in mind when we first started talking and when I first started working with you. And when the book came up, I was like, oh, no. And then it just happened. So just be open to whatever downloads you get, be open to whatever comes and try it. I mean, the planets aren't going to stop spinning and the world is, you're going to be okay. You're not going to die.
Yeah, because it can be, a lot of people come in and they realize they have a little bit of fear and maybe insecurity or whatever it may be regarding the higher visibility or putting themselves out there, especially in the media, high profile media, in a bigger way. So yes, it's all doable. It doesn't have to be scary. I love what you said. Just yes, be open heart. We have a lot of heart-centered, purpose-driven community members here. So if any of this conversation is resonating with you, the link is in here to connect with Drenda to get her book. Or I think you also said if they DM you, you'll send them your Sacred Soul Detox.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, feel free. If you're watching on Facebook, you can DM her or just go to her site and contact her from there. And yeah, reach out. Let us know what you're thinking. Comment below, whichever platform you're watching this on. Let us know what you think, if anything struck a chord with you today. And we are excited to be heading into the holidays, but we will still be around seeing you in the community for the next week or so. So Drenda, thank you again for coming out and sharing your light and your vision and your service with the world. And we all wish you so much luck and joy with the rest of your book launch and all that's to come.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And again, thank you for everything that you've done. Thank you for being you. Thank you for having all of the tools and the pillars, having a pillar for everything. It was just been so great. So thank you so much.
I love it. Thank you, Drenda. Thank you, everyone. Big kisses and hugs, and we'll see you all soon. Thanks, Drenda.
Thank
Bye,
you. Bye-bye.
everyone.